Michelle. Shkoach on your beautiful davening. Today, there has been a lot of concern, as there should be. There's been a lot of focus, as there should be. There's been a lot of action, as there should be, about the elderly in our community. The elderly are the most vulnerable to COVID, particularly elderly who are widowed, widow or widower living alone, is just very, very challenging season. And so we have directed a lot of energy towards reaching out to the elderly, getting the young to go get groceries and batteries and prescriptions for the elderly. And that is as it should be. We need to continue to hold on to that. But I think gradually the Jewish world, our world, myself, are realizing there's a whole other cohort of worry that at least I haven't given enough concern and attention to. That is not our elderly and the oldest, but our youngest. Super worried about the COVID generation of kids. Kids growing up now, where the formative era is one of quarantine and social isolation. This week, the Reform movement announced the cancellation of its summer camps. It feels inevitable that the conservative movement is going to do that. Who's going to camp in this season of COVID when numbers of deaths are going up all the time? So kids, American Jewish kids, our kids, Temple Manual kids, who are used to spending June and July and August at camp with other kids, doing Shabbos, it's their favorite season, their favorite Shabbos, not happening this year. What's the cost of that? And so I don't have the answer to that, but I have the question and some work that I think we all need to do, which is those kids, those COVID kids, are going to grow up. And we don't want them to say, when I was a COVID kid and life was getting canceled out on me right and left, where was the Jewish community? They weren't there for me. Because the future connection of the COVID kid generation to Judaism hinges on that not being the narrative. Their future connection hinges on this narrative, that when COVID happened and stuff was getting canceled right and left, the Jewish community came there for me, was there for me, embraced me, inspired me, supported me, sustained me, lifted me up in a big way, and the rest of my life I'm going to be devoting my energy to pay back the Jewish community and to say, you were there for me, I'm here for you. And I'll tell you, it was this letter that made me realize all this today. I got a letter from Hannah and David Snyder. They're 5-year-olds. They've been coming to shul basically since they left their mother's womb as the littlest babies, and they come every week. And if you come on Shabbos morning, you know them. They run down the central aisle in the rabbinical sanctuary wearing their talesim. They just light up everybody's life. And lately they have an expertise in Ein Keloheinu. And they wrote a letter, colored it with a heart, and they write, we miss you. Thank you for all that you do. Love, David and Hannah. We miss you. They write to us, and we miss them. So here's our homework. How can we super engage and super delight Hannah and David? And how can we super engage and super delight an entire cohort, all those kids who are not at camp, they're here? How can they say, we were here for them because we were?